It's a beautiful day to everyone. My name is Luella Balde, your friend, your best buddy right here. Welcome to my channel. If you're new to this channel, please hit like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you guys will be updated every time I post new videos. So this channel of mine will talk about education, travel, entrepreneurship, business, and tips. For today's episode, I'm going to be giving you guys tips on how to become fluent in the use of the English language. I know everyone wants to speak the language, but the problem right there is they don't have actually the language competence. To gain confidence and fluency in the use of the English language is not an easy task to be done. Please remember that this is not actually a native language. This is just our second language. So it is really natural for us guys to find it very, very hard to speak up at first time. But if we will devote our time, we will have the commitment to really speak the language and we'll be focusing our attention to it little by little, you would realize that language becomes already automatic in your system. Tip number one is stop thinking, start talking. To excel at something, you need to practice till it becomes already a cakewalk for you guys. That is really the reality. If you'll not actually be putting your 100% into it, you will not really be able to attain the skill. Because first and foremost, there are lots of things that you need to consider. Number one, this is not actually a native language. Number two, we need to establish confidence. Number three, we need to organize our thoughts. So why not start in a very simple way? And a very simple way is to start speaking the language. Start talking and stop thinking that you cannot do it. You have to keep on speaking and speaking the language because you are actually new in that particular realm. And it is only by trying where you can actually gain confidence in talking. So you practice because every day you'll get better and better and better. And then you notice, eventually, at once you notice that it becomes already automatic in your system. It becomes already a piece of cake for you guys. To practice, you should start with it and never ever give second thoughts whenever you get a chance to speak. And that is the only way to use the language, to use it as an everyday, today communication. Language acquisitions will be more about listening, imitation of the sounds, and you have to do it repeatedly so that you'll be able to practice it daily and then you'll get better. Number two tip is you have to get over with the mistakes. Mistakes are just pretty normal, guys. No other best speakers or eloquent speakers we have right now in the field where they actually bypass this kind of process. It's really a process. All speakers, before they become a very good speaker, public speaker, they went through the same process, guys. It's really pretty normal. Definitely, you have to go over it. If you do not actually go through the process, it is really impossible for you to become good speaker. Everyone deals with mistakes. You have to remember that mistakes are always fine, guys, and never worry about it because the moment you get through with it, you become an unstoppable person. One good thing about committing a mistake is that you'll be dared by your own wits. Meaning, as you go along with it, you speak the language, and you have already internalized the rules of the language, eventually you'll be able to spot your own mistake. And then you will prevent this one in your next speech. So meaning to say, once you have already the in-head mistakes and then you learn right now to spot your own mistakes, at the second time around, once you speak up or once you use the language, you'll be able to correct it. You'll be able to improve it. So that's the good thing about mistake. So in doing so, this will prevent you in creating another mistakes and then you'll be able to clear these things out in your second speech. So that's the good thing right there. So never ever be worried about mistakes. It's pretty normal because we are not native speakers. It's gonna be hard, it's gonna be tough because you'll get mistakes in using the language, but that's okay. It's only by immersion. And little by little, you'll be able to correct your mistakes. The proper venue where you will actually learn is that in your classroom, in your English language class. That's the only way. Because you cannot use this one once you are in a public market. You can just only use this one once you are in a training ground or once you are in a classroom setting where your teacher leads the whole class. By engaging yourself, participating in the class discussion using the language. So just like I said, in a language, there is really a particular rule, or in English language, we call it grammar. You don't need actually to memorize everything about it, but what you have to do is just only to internalize or familiarize yourself in a particular rule. Okay? So if your grammar is poor, that's okay because later on you'll be able to spot the mistakes and eventually you'll be able to improve it in your next speech, in your next conversation, in your next presentation. So never ever worry about this, guys, because what you just need to do is just only to go through the process, immerse yourself in the process for you to gain confidence. Number 3, good listener, better speaker. What should you do in order for you to improve your communication skills using the English language? Well, very simple, guys. You just need actually to read, read, and read. So what are you going to be reading? Are you going to be reading the vernacular or materials written in vernacular? Of course not, because your focus right here is really to speak or to use the English language. There are lots of books available right now in our rooms or even newspapers written in English where you can use them, these materials, for you to improve. The more you read, the better you write. The more you listen, the better you speak. So this theory has been proven to all ages. The more you listen to eminent or eloquent, the more you will have a chance to improve. It's not anymore a problem right now because we don't anymore rely on a person-to-person instruction. We have to take advantage with the gadgets or the technology that we're having right now. The social media, the Instagram, the Facebook, the YouTube, and all platforms that can help you really, guys, tweak the language. So that's not anymore a problem right now. We have lots of sources for you guys to improve. Number 4, learn the basics clearly. It is really your intention to speak the language with all fluency prior to the learning of the nuances. Learning the basics is really, really very important. Don't compromise, guys, whenever you learn the basics. I'd like to reiterate that learning the language, speaking the language, you have to go with the basics. So you need to study clearly the basics of the language and start already familiarizing. You don't need to memorize all the rules in the grammar. What you need to do is to familiarize them and start learning them one at a time. So first and foremost is you have the basic one is you need to know about the elements of the language. Like you learn first the 8-part of speech. Okay, as you know that each part of speech is somewhat like complicated, but you need to immerse to it because that is actually basics. Once you have already the knowledge of this and you convert this one into your learning and you start already applying the learnings that you have in the day-to-day communication, and then you speak the language using English language, applying the elements of the language that you already knew, then I know pretty well, guys, that you will really learn the language. And whenever you get a chance of speaking it, so why not use it in a day-to-day communication? Number 5, keep track of your learning. Once you already learn the basics, guys, never ever forget that you don't need to lose track of your learning process. Even native speakers, even good public speakers right now, or eminent speakers, never lose track of the learning process. They still continue to become good listener, and these people are humble. Please remember that humility is a matter of success. So you keep trying, you keep creating mistakes, but you keep improving. And in that note, you don't need to lose track of your learning process. You have to review so that you will know if you are improving or not. I know it sounds very, very tough, but with endurance, the strong determination to learning it, you will really be able to achieve. So that's it, guys. I hope that the tips that I just gave to you would really help you in learning the language. Please remember that whenever your goal is intentional, you will really be able to achieve it, guys. To those of you who are new to this channel, please never skip the process. Subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you'll be updated every time I post videos like these. So that's all, guys. It's me once again, your friend, your best buddy here, Luella Balde, would say good luck, goodbye, and mabuhay.